Canadians enjoy a peaceful holiday weekend. Hundreds take to the streets of downtown Toronto, demanding freedom for Tibet.
China lies! People die! China lies! People die! Tibet belongs to...
Accusing the Chinese government of killing nearly 100 people in Tibet in recent days, demonstrators marched along Yonge Street. The protest was held amid charges by China that Tibetan dissidents are trying to discredit the country before the Beijing Olympics in August. But protesters today say their march isn't about the Olympics, it's about human rights.
Like they're killing a lot of people in China right now because of they have no human right and no religious right in China right now.
As protests continue to spring up in Toronto and right around the world, a London, Ontario woman who recently was in Tibet is sharing her story tonight. Susan Wetmore is well-traveled, having journeyed to many corners of the world. The timing of her trip to Tibet couldn't have been worse. She arrived in the capital of Lhasa during the worst riots in 20 years. Her first indication that something was wrong, the heavy presence of soldiers and tanks.
I noticed the military truck racing down the middle of the street, screaming with its horns blazing, with the front windshield smashed.
The unrest in Tibet began March 10th, the 49th anniversary of a failed uprising against Chinese rule. Buddhist monks gathered to protest, and over the next few days, the protests would get more violent. Wetmore witnessed the violence at its peak.
Things got incredibly ugly, and I've never been in a situation like this in my life, and hope that I never will be again. And the rock throwing, and they just started attacking people going by on tricycles and people on motorcycles and taxis and police cruisers.
According to Wetmore, the protesters were tearing up sidewalks to use the stones as weapons. She watched, stunned.
There's a part of you that says, I can't watch any more of it. I can't watch people being stoned. I can't watch this kind of violence. And so you turn away from it.
She and the other tourists hid in the lobby of their hotel. While inside, they could hear gunfire. The Chinese choked off travel to Tibet and wanted foreigners out. That surprisingly gave Wetmore a sense of security. She eventually made her way to Shanghai, having her passport and luggage constantly checked along the way. Finally, she got on a plane back to Canada. She knows she witnessed a pivotal point in history.
I will never take my freedom for granted.
Talking about the adventure has been cathartic, and it hasn't quenched her thirst for travel.